You guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. Today's tutorial is about how I used to get ready to go to my high school, and it is so much fun, seriously, just to even think about it, that how I used to get ready versus now. I had to call back. I just got off the phone talking to my little sister that, do you remember how I used to get ready back then? And then, I mean, I remember it, but I just want to make sure if there was something that she also could, you know, tell me that I may or may not remember. And wow, it's just wow. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, you guys, I know. So the first step for a flawless look is to prep your skin and stuff like that, like moisturizer with SPF and all, also any face primer and things like that. But back then, boy, I thought I was so perfect, did not need any of that. So I would just have a clean face or not. So if I forgot to wash my face, or thought I was lazy enough, I would just do my makeup on top of the makeup I was wearing the night before. And like right now, I understand that how important skincare is for our skin. Back then, I did not know the A of the skincare, like nothing, didn't care. So anyhow, so the first thing I would do is just apply a blob of foundation. Now, what do I mean by that is the layers and layers and layers and layers of foundation. So back then, L'Oreal used to have a foundation which was more of like a wider, but if you look at it from the top, had an oval shape to the bottle and cap itself, was called L'Oreal Ideal Match Foundation. And they no longer have that available anymore. So I decided to use something from L'Oreal, but just not that, I guess, because like I said, it's not available anymore. So back then it was like, okay, like if you can see that this is more me right here, this is a lot more paler. But back then it was like, I want to look fair. Let's pick this one. Yes, I mean, it looks like me, but fair. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and pick that. And I'm going to, I think I did give shake. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and give it a shake. And there was no booty blender back then, so I'm just gonna go and take my beloved sponge. I used to go crazy with these sponge, and I was so crazy that I would soak these instead of water. I would soak it up in foundation, like literally legit foundation, you guys. And I'll show you how I used to do that. I mean, I didn't have any knowledge of makeup back then, but I just wanted to do it, so I thought I'd look pretty. But anyhow, so I would just take the foundation and literally just let the sponge soak it and get it wet. And I don't mean it that you have your foundation here on top. You would have your foundation inside. And when, you know how Beauty Blender kind of gets spongy after it is wet? So when the foundation makes this sponge spongy, and is how I liked it. So after several uses of your sponge is when it gets bouncy. I would hate to throw it away. I would hate to throw it away because it is spongy because of the foundation, not the water. And I would just want to keep it. And the only time I would toss that is when it would like tear or something from the usage. I didn't even think about getting, you know, any kind of bacterial infection or anything either. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that onto my bare face right now. It feels so bad doing this, but okay. So, yeah, that's a lot, right? And right now it's not spongy because I haven't been using it. So it should be spongy. And I just used to drag it like this. Ah, that looks nice. So that's that. I'm gonna go and take more. See how it's kind of getting spongy, if you can tell. Let me see. Just gonna go and apply that. This is the first layer, you guys. So you better have some chips and drinks handy because we're gonna be here for a while. No, seriously, you guys, I would get up early just so I can have my makeup done, so I can have my precious time making myself look so pretty and hot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep applying this. Now, do note that in India, when we used to live there, my parents, I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for anybody else, but my parents did not let us use makeup at all. I can tell you, it's like, as a girl growing up, I was like, oh, I love this. So I used to just stand right next to my mom whenever she would get ready for anywhere, any event. I would just sit there and like, watch her, stare at her while she's getting ready. And whenever she's not around, I would just steal one of her lipsticks or so. And I'd go in the bathroom and I'd just apply it on my lips and just, you know, kind of pose. And then when I'm done, I would come out, wipe it and stuff like that and put the lipstick back thinking that I'm too smart. She's not going to find out. Of course, not that I'm mom and I can tell how mom knows everything. So I know all the secrets. And she goes, come here. Did you put on my lipstick? And I'm like, shit. No. Tell me the truth or you're going to get spanking. And I would be like, okay, if I tell her the truth, she's not going to spank me. Yes. And I'm like, how did you know? She's like, when you smile, your crack still has lipstick in. So I'm like, damn it. So next time I made sure that the cracks were clean too. But anyhow, that was that. And yeah, my eyes are burning right now because that's a whole lot of foundation towards my eyes. But I gotta get pretty, so I don't care. So I'm gonna go and take more foundation, like I told you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and start patting it towards the nose and my cheekbones because I like the dewy skin that this gives you compared to the dragging motion. And I would just pat, 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 pat. And I didn't used to use concealer, so I would put tons of layers under my eyes as well. Not that I needed much at that time, but now I need it. So I'm just gonna go and use this. Pat, 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 pat. See how dewy skin I have? I mean, I can really cuss right now, but like all these high-end products, I don't know what you got, but look, I got dewy skin on cheap budget. There you go. Dewy skin coming through. Watch out, ladies. Watch out. You don't got what I got, so there's that. In our high school, like I always wanted to look nice and I thought the black is the best color. So it was either black or white or black, one of the two colors that I would wear. My sister did do a few colors, but not a whole bunch. But one thing that stands out is to me, we don't have that much matching shoes and purses as much as my sister used to have headbands to her clothing. Like she is not going to leave without a headband. And she had a nice blunt cut, leveled out and everything. And she would perfectly kind of straighten it and then curl it at the bottom, like inside, have it nice poof, and then have a matching headband across and just have like one spiral bang hanging out. Oh my God. That was her like signature look. I'm going to see if I can find pictures for you guys. Oh, yes. And I would also put so much of this foundation because I always liked a shiny nose. Yes. Right now, I pack it with a powder because I want my foundation to stay. But back then, boy, no, did I know it better. You're just supposed to pack it with the foundation only, just so you can have a shiny nose. Right now we put highlighters. No, all I needed to do is put foundation on and that was it. So, and there was no eyeshadow base for me back then. I mean, I was a girl on some serious budget too. So just would be applying my foundation there as well. Oh my gosh, this is burning. This is seriously burning. OMG. pretty. Oh, how'd you do it back then? Because I can't stand it right now. Okay, more foundation, you guys, because it's not enough yet. Nobody ever told me that, dude, you look like a ghost. This almost reminds me of the 100 layers of foundation challenge from YouTube that I used to do back then. So I guess I started the trend. All right, so I think I've got the coverage and the dewiness that I am looking for today. All right, so that's that. Look how fluffy this sponge has gotten because of how much foundation I use. No need for water. Do not be wasting water. All you need is foundation. Back then, L'Oreal also used to have, they probably still have it, but I just don't have it at the moment, the translucent powder. But they used to have it in color. So I don't have that available right now, but I'm going to go ahead and take my Earthspun instead. And I'm going to go ahead and use that. I used to have a very cheap dollar store, no, Big Lot brush at that time, I think. I do not have anything cheap like that anymore, but I do have this brush. I'm not going to name the brand, but it is, the way it feels, the size of it kind of matches to that, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And I am just going to go ahead and take this powder. Usually you would tap that right now, but back then, the more the merrier. Yeah, so, and the most gonna go under the eye. It used to be buff. Because I'm running late now. Okay. Clean it. Can't go to school like that. All right, now that I look so good, the brows, I think there was no such thing back then for me. So brow stays like that. My whole makeup kit, I used to have 2 eyeshadow, and they're both from CoverGirl. I used to have one in Champagne because back then the white eyeshadow, matte white eyeshadow, or a very super sparkly eyeshadow for your highlight of brow bone was like so famous. At least that's what got my attention. And for the eyes, I wanted something natural. So here's how I used it. Again, I used to have some random clear plastic cheap brush. I'm just going to go ahead and pick, same thing, a random brush from my collection that is least expensive that I can find. And I would just take a bunch of it and apply that. All right, and for the eyes, I wouldn't use the brush because that would give me the least pigment out of the eyeshadow. I would just either use the sponge kind of deal that comes with it, which I don't use them anymore, so I toss them because they get annoying when you open them, they kind of fall and all that. Long story short, I did used to use my fingers as well, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my fingers for that. And I would just like, all right, I think that's plenty now. Ooh, that is a nice shadow. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that. And there was no inner corner highlight for me back then, not knowing. I would just take the same thing and I would just apply that inner corner like that. And I would make sure that it would come here as well. Because for some reason, I like that sparkle eye. Like, I guess it, back then I didn't know what it calls, but it's kind of like an eye opener. It makes you feel like you're more awake. So at first it used to be just my foundation and eyes and lips, of course. I actually started at lips only. Then I added foundation to my makeup routine and then I added the eyes. And also because that's how I could afford it. Like I had to invest in the lips first and then the eyes and stuff. So there you have that. And what I would do from here is I line my eyes, and back then I don't remember. It was a gel liner, the cheapest one I could find. Sometimes I would take a liquid liner by Almay, if I can find it at like a Big Lots or something. So any gel liner. So the cheapest one I have at the moment is Rimmel London gel liner. I'm just gonna go and take that, and I used to take of course the brush that comes with, because I got no brush at that point. Just gonna go and take that and apply a big thick liner. I don't even know if I can do this right now. I would just have it a lot more thicker at the back. And no wing, but just a little point, if that makes sense to you guys. I didn't even know there was such thing as wing, even though I grew up watching old Hindi movies with a lot of like Vedar Rahman, Asha Parekh and all that, having quite a wing line. No eyelash curler back then, but I did have my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Mascara, my beloved. Right now it's drying up, you guys, so I'm just gonna see what it can give me. But I used to apply tons and tons of layers till my lash looked very clumped, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try to do that for you. Me and my sister used to just have lipstick. That's how we first started when we first came to US, and we would just hide it in our backpack. And as we get out of our apartment, like we'd just have our hair done and, you know, all nicely dressed and everything to our best. And we stood right in front of our main door of apartment, and we just put our lipstick on, and we're like, yeah, you look good. Okay, how's mine? You look good too. Okay, so we'd do that. And one day, we didn't know that our mom, she would do late night shifts, so she'd be sleeping when we would be leaving. She got up and she's peeking through the kitchen window, and she's like, I mean, of course she said it in Hindi, but she's like, what the hell are you doing? And as soon as we heard it, we knew that it was her. Me and my sister, like, we just dropped everything. We just ran literally to the school. Like, we weren't there. I don't know what she's talking about. We weren't there. Like, we weren't allowed to have any makeup on as whatsoever, other than maybe a lip balm. But yeah, that was hilarious. And when we came back, we were like so scared that are we gonna get whooping because we're putting makeup on? Like, even now, if I have too much makeup on, like it's weird how even though I try to do my makeup, or I do my makeup very natural and very nice looking, but because people in India and our community do not wear this much makeup or have seen this much makeup in their family or community, they feel like this is just not right. And you're always told, that's too much makeup. That girl's not good. She's wearing too much makeup. Like, why? Why you put too much makeup? Like, we get stopped by our husbands, our brothers, our fathers. Don't put no makeup on, regardless you're married or not. So, I mean, I always thought that was so wrong and still do. I mean, I am so thankful. My husband started out that way too. He was like, no, that's too much makeup. Don't put that on. And I was like, pfft. And now he has really got used to it, and he actually admired me with or without makeup, and I love that. So that's that. I'm going to go ahead and keep applying this. So back then, I used to apply bronzer. Now, there was no such thing as blush, because I grew up watching brides being ready, where their face would look like a monkey's butt, because it would be straight up pink right over here. Like, no kidding. So I just was like, okay, maybe the blush are not a good thing for you. So I just never was accustomed to apply blush, but bronzer, because I saw my classmates and other girls in school, like, because otherwise it would be this, but I saw them putting it on, and I'm like, oh, that looks nice. So, and especially there was this Caucasian girl, or there was this girl, her tan just looked so perfect all the time. And at that time we were still learning English, so I didn't know how to say that. I went to her and I said, I wanted to compliment her skin tone, but I said, I like your skin color. Very nice. Your skin color looks very good. And I think she thought I was being racial or something because I didn't got thank you in return. So that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, apply that. Did I used to have brush? No, I used to have something small. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it to something very small and cheap and sturdy. I have this, no, couldn't afford Sephora back then. So let's see, what else can I find? Ah, how about this? Who knows? That's probably from back then. This is a Maybelline brush that name actually got erased because I used it too much. So let's go ahead and use this. I'm going to go ahead and give it a swirl. And I would just apply that. For the lips, I do not have the exact lipstick, so I'm going to go ahead and work with the lip liner and lipstick to create my shade. It used to be chocolate, like chocolate lipstick would make you look fair. It was the best because the pinks wouldn't look good on my skin tone, red wouldn't look good on my skin tone, no peach, no nothing, no natural, but chocolate. Chocolate complements my skin tone so much more and better. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. Now that I think of it, it was just liner. And it used to be probably one of those CVS 99 cents. I don't know if they still have it anymore because I never ended up looking for them. 99 cents lip liner from CVS. Yeah, that's what we used to use. How nice. See, it complements my skin tone. What did I tell you? Yeah, girl, I'm feeling it. Are you? I'm going to go ahead and do my hair and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, there you have it. This is my high school complete look. I may have forgotten a thing or two, or I don't know. I mean, that's the most I remember. There was definitely no brows back then. And yes, this was my go-to hairstyle. I always like to have a ponytail right on top of your head because to me that poof at the back just looks so perfect and sassy. And hair out, it just gives you that oomph that you're looking for. And obviously high school is nothing but girly girl. So even though I'm wearing black all the time, the earrings had to be loopy. So you would go with loop earrings every single day of your life. And colorful or not, silver, metal, gold, whatever. Gold, actually, I used to hate gold. I don't know, even my mom's like, so you like gold now? I'm like, actually, yeah, YouTube made me change my opinion about the metals. So I like gold, rose gold, everything, all metallics, all metals I like. Yes, girl, it is so nice. I am so happy the outcome. It looks so great. So good to be back in the high school. Yes. All right, so much for the fun part, but I do want to be honest with you. First, because I didn't grow up around anybody knowing makeup. Second, I didn't have so much money to invest in all sorts of things that you do need. Third, I did not know there was such a thing as YouTube back then, that you could just go online and learn. I probably didn't even have internet. It was like 30-minute internet for the whole month. So that's what we could afford at that time. And that's probably what my dealio was. So I did what I could and I learned as I went. As you can see, I'm still learning. And I think since the time I started YouTube, pretty much YouTube is the reason why I'm still here, and YouTube is the reason why I'm still learning new things, and I push myself to do new things, and I tell myself every day, you can do this. So yeah, so basically YouTube is my teacher. If YouTube is the reason why I push myself. So and I learned from YouTube as well. So I'm learning every single day, and I still love and remember everything from my high school, and I just love every bit of it. I don't know, maybe that may be a reason because I look a little too pretty that I didn't have very many friends. I think we only made, me and my sister had one girlfriend and we had 2 boyfriends that we hung out with, but other than that, we didn't have friends. so sad. So that's that. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Please leave it down in the comment box as how you like this video. For any other question, request, please leave it down there as well. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see ya later.